Good day. So I tried using XSplit today, but like apparently they've added a watermark, a branding of their deal. Plus the stream is mirrored, so that was irritating. Uh, Wasting time doing that. Like I'm gonna have to do some real. I won't. I paid for XSplit before when I did an experiment on Twitch, and I had no issues with it before paying for it, which is why I paid for it. But the uh, the unnecessary advertising of it is on the free version in such a predominant and uh, what's the word? Not, not that it gets in the way, but um, invasive way. It was I can. It's irritating. Before there were plenty of reasons to buy it versus have it on the default mode. It was like a demo version of a game. I don't know. They're going for the you don't own it, we own it. But even though it's on your device and you have to source the memory for it and pay for the internet for it, and we don't. It doesn't cost us anything for you to have it other than our little bit of check to make sure you're paying us. Model. That's unfortunate. Anyway, I've got to update. What did I do? Did I got up? No, I got up late this morning. 6:15. I also did yesterday too. Bad habit. It's my routine has become semi-dependent on the continuous same time of getting up. So I did have a little bit of time getting started, especially with yesterday being day of rest. Made bed, training, but I did get going, and once I got it going, it wasn't bad. Training, cleaning, read Bible, shower, play with XSplit, split, browse net, screen. Okay, oh, that looks like my log is done. What did I do yesterday? Yesterday was the Sabbath. Yeah, it really grinds my gears because I have OBS Studio. There's just a couple of tools that I like on XSplit. So now I'm gonna have to try and find a different free source, or at least a demo source, because I don't want to pay for something and find out it's garbage, or pay for it and not use it. So I'm not even sure what the cost of XSplit is. I was gonna give it a fair shot because I've used it before, but yeah, I might still give it a fair shot. See if there's a workaround. I'm not sure if it's YouTube doing the mirroring, or I would think it's probably on the YouTube end, which is not too bad. I don't understand why. Or maybe it's for a visibility thing for me, so I see it mirrored, but maybe the stream's fixing it on the other end. I don't know. These technical glitches are going to be a hindrance to maintaining the habit. So I'm gonna have to just commit to doing it this way. You can see some cleaner over here. I got. Uh, I've got a. I'm leaving soon. Well, maybe I should talk about that. My work is over soon. We've got a few more days. I'm going to a new town, and I'm going to be hungry there. I, I really don't know what to say other than, yeah, I'm gonna go to church. I'm not sure if I'm gonna jump on a plane after that or not. I'm looking at jobs now. I got myself thinking about this, and yesterday was I haven't got a job lined up because ethically I'm not willing to be a useful idiot and commit genetic suicide, a slow, painful death of slow starvation and suicide and uncomfortable living, so somebody else can get richer and not have to worry about me having kids to compete with their kids. I don't understand that. So there's lots of any work that I consider, if I can make the machine to place me to do it, then I'm not willing to do it because that removes the demand to have the machine that does it. People weren't willing to do plebeian work like McDonald's. They would have to have the machines that do it. Sure, if people weren't willing to cook, and I don't, yeah, plenty of people like to cook. Plenty of people like to do a lot of the work that's manual. Good for them. It's not for me. And I'm not going to do it just because that's all that I'm legally allowed to, or not even legally, because businesses could hire me to do the intellectual work and just double check my work with somebody, through somebody who is licensed, and as long as the quality of work would be there because I'm capable of doing it. The only limitation is some labor market monopoly factors. They want you to, I don't understand what so many places, they want you to have education because they don't want to have to train you. They want you to pay for your own training. It's like a business getting you to buy your own tools rather than providing you the tools for the job. It's like, yeah, it's like housing. They don't want to pay for housing. They want you to pay for your own housing, even though it's something you need to work in a specific area. It's not. It's idolatry, and yeah, it's not like if you want your own housing, food. They want you to pay for your own food. I mean, it's not like I'm feeling entitled to these things. It's just businesses that have paid for these things for me. It's been easy to do the work and maintain a decent standard and continue working on the road, which is enjoyable. And like, housing's a big one I notice out here where it's hard, where the work is very seasonal. They say this is our wage, and then they take away housing, and then they take away food. So it's you adjust for your wage, and it's below minimum wage. It's like, wow, you don't really want to pay that because where's that money for that you're taking out for housing going? It's going to you. They have to hold on to the liability costs of the property, but what they shouldn't be allowed to limit their employees to employees who are having their housing. You should be able, if they offer, they should offer the way. They shouldn't be allowed to advertise the wage as X and then minus this, minus this. They should advertise their wage, and they should have to advertise the housing separate. They could advertise saying housing and location or nearby housing X, and then if somebody asks, if they ask, not provided to direct them towards it and guide them and trick them into thinking that's, but if they ask, then give them it, but make it if it's on the onus of the person to find housing, and they have to provide housing as the side of the business. They should. Like right here, I'm working up here, and this housing is part of it, but it costs X. But I know the boss would have no problem if I moved into town and I still showed up for work. He has this place to get the employees, not to try and get cheaper labor. By he would be happy having this be storage. He just has difficulty getting labor, so he needs to make sure there is housing. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking for work, and I'm not willing to sacrifice myself. I finished Yangtze Secret Garden yesterday. That's a great by Lei Zhu. I don't know how to say it. And one of the phrases that I'm going to take from that I really liked was, if society requires of you to harm even a single hair on your head, then it is. If society requires of a man that he should harm even a single hair on his head, it is not moral and just. Therefore, it is not moral and just for him to harm even a single hair on his head for that society. So I'm gonna take that. It's also Matthew. Ooh, I'm running out of time. Matthew 10, 9 through 14. I don't have time to recite it because the stream is over. Have a good day.